continue in the second part of our program today to talk about culture after talking about agroeconomy and food system. Here it is time for culture we are going to talk about the Festival Jean Rouch, Hors les murs, which is celebrating this year its second edition. It is kind of an immersive experience between image and anthropology. The festival starts on the 18th of June and will continue till the 22nd. For this, I would like to thank my guest over the phone, Mrs. Katia Boissevain, who is the director of the IRMC, which is the Research Institute on Contemporary Maghreb. Hi, Professor Katia. How are you?
Hello, Houda. Hello, Madame Houda. Very well, thank you. How are you?
Thank you so much for accepting the invitation. After the first edition, a successful edition of the Festival Jean Rouch last year, this year it comes with a new perspective, with a new approach, with plenty and with a rich program concerning this festival, Hors les murs. So, can you first explain for us why Hors les murs?
Okay, yes, of course. As you said, it's the second edition, and last year in February we had the first Jean Rouch Hors les murs. So Hors les murs means, of course, outside the walls, because the main Jean Rouch festival is a very well-known festival among anthropologists and people who enjoy documentary films and ethnographic films, which takes place in Paris since 1982. So you see, it's a very old very old festival every year in Paris. We are in relation with this festival, which is directed by le Comité du Film Ethnographique, and we benefit from the selection of the films which won awards last year.
Okay.
So this is how we organize our selection. The festival in Paris gives us the possibility to choose among all of their award-winning films, and we gather around as a scientific committee, and we choose among those films, and we add our own selection, mainly Tunisian selection or from the African continent, so that it gives it a little personality, which is not only a replica of the Parisian festival.
Oh yes, fantastic. So what we have to know about Jean Rouch Festival is that it is named after the founder of
visual anthropology.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Jean Rouch was born in 1917 and died in 2004, and he's one was he the pioneer in kind of organizing documentary film related to social sciences?
Well, yes, we can say that, absolutely. Jean Rouch was first and foremost an anthropologist, and he used his camera not only to document and to make films, but also to write social sciences, meaning that he would film and study what he filmed, and then hope to disseminate it widely. So he's really the founder of visual anthropology, which is a part of anthropology which has developed quite tremendously over the past few years, maybe the last 15 to 20 years. And today, one thing that hasn't been said is that Jean Rouch died in Niger. He was very close to Niger as a country and the society there, and he died in Niger. And today there is a department of visual anthropology at the university over there and of Niamey, and a few of the students of this university will come to participate in the workshop that is happening alongside the festival. But maybe I'm going a little bit too fast here. Sorry.
Yes, everything is interesting for us to know about. Don't worry. So what we can understand is that the objective of this festival is to promote cultural diversity, whatever the way, however it is. So then that's through documentary films.
Yes, in a way. how can I say it? As you said, the IRMC, the IRMC is a social science institute, and we work with the University of Tunis, in Tunisia, in Algeria, and to a lesser extent with Libya. So our objective is to conduct, first and foremost, our first objective is to conduct proper scientific research, but we also are eager to show to the larger public what research means and what it is, and what it can bring to us. And when I say us, I mean all of us, men, women,
humanity,
Mediterraneans, Arabs, exactly, Westerners, citizens, human beings as a whole, in general, beyond categories. And this is done through the lens of films, of documentary films, and more specifically of ethnographic films, which means that the people who are behind the camera are very often immersed in the society for a very long time. It's not just a journalist. Of course, journalists can make wonderful documentaries as well, but it's a little bit deeper than that, because the filmmakers are really immersed in the society which they film, and therefore they give the public keys to societies that we wouldn't have seen otherwise. And it's in that sense that we have made our selection of 8 films with very strong links between all of them, but maybe we can go through them a bit later.
Exactly. So what's in the program of this festival? As you said, there are 8 films. What is really good is that those who are going to attend the film, spectators coming, they are not only going to enjoy the documentary, but also they are going to find the filmmaker right there, so they can have debates after that.
Exactly. That's what's wonderful in this festival, is that first of all, it's a free festival. Everybody is welcome. It starts on Thursday, the 19th of June, at 5:30, and we have the great honor and luck to have Houda Ben Cheikh with us, who will introduce the festival and who will also take care of the debate of the first opening film. So this opening film, as I said, we pick and choose among the films of the Jean Rouch Festival in Paris, but for the opening film and for the closing film, we chose Tunisian films. The first one is called Matoula, and it's the filmmaker is Abdallah Yahya. And the last film, the closing film, is called Loun el Phosphate, the color phosphate, by Ridat Lili. And this also will have a debate at the end. But if I can say a little more about the selection, so we start with the Tunisian film, and then we have a film that is happening in Bolivia called Masquerade. And with this film is quite short, and we have chosen to show a court-métrage. The word escapes me in English. Just after that, called Graines d'Affect. And this sequence, these 2 films, have to do with agriculture and with the changes, the environmental changes of the world today, and with the importance of transmission. And I hear that you have just been talking about agro-industry in the program before. So this is precisely about that, and also about resistance, how agricultures in Bolivia kind of play a game with the industrials who come along and say, please use our fertilizers, or rather not please, but use our fertilizers. This is for quinoa, and as you may know, quinoa is the new fashionable cereal, which is consumed a lot in Europe and in the United States, and I think in the Maghreb a little bit as well. And so they impose these fertilizers, and the agricultures play a little game while saying yes, and then doing what they want to in their backs. So that's that film. And the second one is also about these transmissions and the very close cultural link that there is between food, humanity, transmission, climate, and all these very large issues that go beyond the individual human being. Shall I go through the other films?
We can. It's not possible. It seems we have only 10 minutes left. But just we would like to share together highlights about the film. So you said there are going to be 2 films and one from you said Gabon or Bolivia.
Yes, no, there's Bolivia, and then there is a film from Central Africa called Makongo, which is more linked to schooling and the challenges of education. And then we have a film that was filmed in India, which I think a lot of Tunisian people will be able to relate to, because it's about migration and about what happens when you have mixed couples who live abroad very far away and who come home to visit the grandparents, and the work that goes between grandparents and grandchildren to create a link and to also transmit culture and different ways of seeing the world and values. So this is called Nani India. And I'm sure a lot of people will enjoy it very much. Then there is a film, an Italian film called Un Paese di Resistenza, which is on migration and a village who didn't have any more inhabitants in this village, and who decided to welcome migrants. But of course, the mayor had trouble with the law and justice, because the justice decided that he wasn't allowed to welcome all these migrants. So it's also about justice, law, and the relation with the states. So, I mean, these questions of migration, of course, are very contemporary issues, and they touch everybody everywhere. I was going to say especially in Tunisia, but really it's an international issue for everything.
Yes, sure.
And then on Sunday the 22nd, there is a wonderful film, and it's an Iranian film, and we are very sad at the RTCI, because we were really looking forward to welcome the filmmaker called Hissam Islami, an Iranian filmmaker who, of course, with what is happening in the world today, is not able to leave his country. So he's very disappointed, but I'm sure he has other worries right now.
Yes.
But nevertheless, we will show this wonderful film called A Band of Dreamers and a Judge. And this is also something that people can relate to, because it's about treasure seekers, about people who look for treasures. And this is also something that is international. In Tunisia or in France or in Great Britain, there are people who look for treasures, who are persuaded that they will find a treasure in their backyard or in somebody else's backyard. And everywhere, and in Iran, as well as in Tunisia, it's illegal. You are not allowed to look for treasures, and if you find one, of course, you're not allowed to keep it.
Exactly.
So this is about treasure seekers, which means that it's about imagination, it's about hope, interpretations of signs, and one day I will find something. And it's about fiction and reality, because the filmmaker is, well, I won't go forward, because otherwise the whole
you won't
film
spoil the film.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil the film, but it's really very interesting. I hope, Houda, you will come and watch the film, and a lot of other people.
Yeah, inshallah, yes,
Inshallah,
hopefully.
inshallah.
So
and then we have the last film that I mentioned earlier, La couleur du phosphate, Lune of Phosphate, by Rida Lili, which is about this dust of phosphate, which takes over cities when there is a mine, a phosphate mine, which of course happens in Gaza or places like this.
Yes. Yes, it's really a very interesting exchange that's going to be after the films, and that's what I am trying to imagine right now. The spectators have plenty of questions, plenty of topics to deal with and to exchange and to debate, and that's what is really fantastic, fun about the films. Not only watching a film and going home, you have the opportunity to have the film directors there. For those who are curious, for those who are passionate about filmmaking, especially for the students who want to have a career in the field of documentary films, especially anthropology, in the field of anthropology, they can ask their questions, they can exchange, and they can learn so much from the experts who are going to be there. So I think we said everything. So there are going to be screening of films. The whole details is going to be available on the social network of the Institute, the IRMC, Research Institute on Contemporary Maghreb. So people can pick out the films that they want to watch. It's going to be in Africa Cinema.
Maybe there's one thing that I haven't said enough, yes. and you're right to mention students, because we also have workshops, and during the morning of all this week, there are workshops with 15 students who have been selected, and they come from the Maghreb, from West Africa, and from Europe, and they will be coached by filmmakers and social scientists to be able to put forward their projects of filmmaking. So you're right in saying that everybody can benefit from debates with filmmakers, with students in anthropology, and the conversation is going to be very rich. The debates are going to be fascinating, and everybody can come in, watch, ask questions, and be curious about the wild world.
Thank you so much, Professor Katia Boissevain, Director of the RMC, Research Institute on Contemporary Maghreb, and with this interview. So don't miss the opportunity to watch at least one or two of these films. There is a great variety where it opens your vision about different cultures, different perspectives, about dreams of some people, about exchanging, let's say. This is an opportunity of learning so much about the others. There are films from Tunisia, Bolivia, India, Iran. So great variety that you have there. Thank you so much, Professor. And with
Thank you very much, Madame.
Thank you. We end today's English program on this very wonderful note of beauty of culture. And I recommend you again to watch, to have the chance to watch one of these films. It is the Festival Jean Rouch, Hors, les murs, in its second edition. Thanks, Professor Lely, for the technical engineering, for the wonderful Reem, for the live streaming. Wish you all the best. We end with the music. Later on, it's going to be the Italian language program. Bye-bye.
You and me will be